people immediately took to social media and Twitter and started posting, look at what Angel Reese has accomplished. She has a national championship at LSU. She was the rebounding queen of the WNBA. Now she has a championship in the unrivaled, and she's Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, what an accomplishment.
So this study came out from Rice University, and they are trying to blatantly say Caitlyn Clark fans are racist towards Angel Reese. Here we are, once again, Angel Reese is the victim. Caitlyn Clark fan base, the Indiana Fever fan base, the Iowa fan base, wherever you're located. If you're a fan in Texas, fan in Alaska, a fan in Florida, by God, you are a racist today because they don't like how you word things.
Angel Reese and her fans are at it again, celebrating a so-called championship that she didn't even play for. The unrivaled league just wrapped up, and Reese is taking a victory lap like she just conquered the WNBA. But here's the truth. This wasn't real competition, and her own team played better without her.
You cannot criticize missed layups, cannot criticize bad shooting form, you cannot criticize stat padding. If you criticize, you're a racist, because these people are trying to keep racism afloat and alive because it's all they got.
Even worse, Reese didn't even bother to show up for the championship game, yet she's online acting like she's a legend.
How important this championship was to Angel Reese. Angel Reese didn't even attend the game. She was not in the building last night.
But the biggest joke? The league's final game got crushed in TV ratings by a cooking show and reruns of American Dad.
They're saying that they got 364,000 viewers, couldn't break 400,000 viewers of their championship game.
Stay tuned, because we're about to expose the fake champion narrative and the desperate media spin trying to make Angel Reese look like a superstar.
Angel Reese is a champion in the unrivaled that virtually no one watched.
Angel Reese's fans are all over social media, acting like she just pulled off some historic achievement by winning the unrivaled league championship. But let's be real, she didn't win anything. In fact, she wasn't even on the court when her team secured the title. Reese was injured and sat out the final 2 games, including the championship, yet she still has the audacity to claim this as a major victory.
Angel Reese beating her ship. What y'all gonna say now? Now that I have this unrivaled championship that I didn't even think to attend. She went to LeBron James's youngest son's high school state championship game. If this championship mattered, she would show up. She can afford it.
I had no idea that Angel Reese didn't even bother to show up, did not show up to support her teammates. It was that unimportant, but yet took a victory lap that you won a championship? You got to be joking.
Imagine LeBron James or Michael Jordan celebrating an NBA championship they never played in. It wouldn't happen, because in real sports, you have to actually play to earn a title. But Reese, she sat back, FaceTimed in, and then immediately jumped on Twitter to rub it in people's faces, asking, "What y'all gonna say now?"
When her team achieved this remarkable accomplishment, Angel Reese was so thrilled, she FaceTimed in press conference and celebration. That's how big this unrivaled championship was.
Well, here's what we're going to say. This championship is a joke. The unrivaled league isn't even real 5-on-5 basketball. It's a 3-on-3 format that most basketball fans don't take seriously. It's basically the WNBA's version of backyard hoops, designed more for social media highlights than actual competition. And here's the best part.
Everybody rushed to social media and pretend like you actually watched Unrivaled, actually cared about Unrivaled. Let's go rush to social media and pretend that you care more about the Unrivaled League than Angel Reese does.
When Angel Reese left the court, her own team got better. That's right. Without her, the remaining 3 players stepped up and dominated the game. So what does that tell us? It tells us that Reese wasn't the star of this team. She wasn't the leader. She wasn't even a key contributor when it mattered most. Yet despite all of this, her fans are out here acting like she just cemented her legacy.
She thought so much of this championship that she was like, nah, I don't want to diminish the greatness of this championship by attending the game and rooting on my teammates. So I'll FaceTime in.
But what exactly did she prove? That her team can win without her? That a glorified exhibition league can hand out titles to players who don't even show up? It's laughable. And the fact that Reese still went out of her way to parade this as a major accomplishment only proves how desperate she and her supporters are to force her into the conversation of greatness.
No one wanted a 3-on-3 full-court women's basketball league, and no one paid attention to this. Let's put together a social media campaign, and let's pretend like Angel Reese just accomplished something important.
But here's the truth. Real champions earn their titles on the court, not from the sidelines. Reese's fans can celebrate all they want, but deep down they know this isn't a real championship. They know this win doesn't mean anything. And that's exactly why they're so loud about it, because they're trying to convince the world, and maybe even themselves, that Angel Reese is something she's not.
Because we're going to build up this narrative that Angel Reese is one of the great athletes of our lifetime. She's right there with Steph Curry, and she's right there with LeBron James. She's right there with Kevin Durant. She's got a championship at LSU, and now she has a championship in the unrivaled league.
But the facts don't lie. She sat out, her team got better, and she still had the nerve to call herself a champion. If that's not the definition of a fake champion, then I don't know what is. If you listen to Angel Reese's fans and the media, you'd think she's one of the greatest athletes of our time, on the same level as LeBron James or Steph Curry. But let's take a step back and ask, what exactly has she accomplished to deserve that kind of recognition?
All of that was more important than being at the location, being with her teammates.
Why is it just women's basketball where we see athletes acting like this? Oh man, these athletes, they make themselves look worse and worse and worse all the time.
The truth is, her legacy is being built on social media hype, not actual dominance on the basketball court. Her supporters are quick to flood Twitter and Instagram, hyping up every minor achievement as if she's rewriting history. But let's be real. She's never been the best player on any team she's been on. Even at LSU, her championship run was heavily carried by her teammates, including future WNBA star Alexis Morris, who was the true closer in that NCAA title game. Now, in the WNBA, Reese has struggled to stand out, and yet her fans continue to push this narrative that she's an all-time great.
And this championship game was so unimportant. She's like, nah, I'm good. I'll watch from home. I'll watch this stream from home, and I'll FaceTime in if we win.
This league has got to figure out a way to honor Angel Reese in all this. That's right.
And let's not forget the media bias at play here. Anytime Reese is criticized, her supporters are quick to pull out the race card, claiming that any negative comment about her performance is driven by racism.
And yeah, if somebody's dressed tacky and I call it out, I mean, it's got nothing to do with race. You're just tacky. So you can try to label people as racist.
We've seen this play out over and over again. If you say Reese stat pads, you're racist. If you point out her bad shooting efficiency, you're racist. If you mention that she's not a great defender, you're racist. But when Caitlyn Clark is criticized, silence. No one rushes to defend her. Clark has been physically targeted in WNBA games, shoved, elbowed in the face, and fouled hard, yet the media barely covers it.
Now you got universities trying to defend Angel Reese and make her out as the victim.
Meanwhile, if someone so much as looks at Angel Reese the wrong way, there's an instant uproar. And now, to push this manufactured legacy even further, we've got universities publishing studies to paint Reese as a victim. A recent study from Rice University actually tried to frame the Angel Reese versus Caitlyn Clark debate as proof of racial bias in sports.
Newly published study from Rice University and the University of Illinois at Chicago takes a data-driven look at one of the most polarizing sports controversies in recent memory, the Angel Reese versus Caitlyn Clark debate from the 2023 NCAA Championship. During the title game between LSU and the University of Iowa, Caitlyn Clark, the Iowa star guard, made a now famous "you can't see me" hand gesture, a taunt originally popularized by wrestler John Cena. Without much controversy, however, when LSU's Angel Reese made the same gesture towards Clark in the closing moments of the game, the reaction was starkly different. Reese was immediately labeled as classless and unsportsmanlike by some media personalities and fans, sparking a nationwide discussion about double standards in sports, race, and gender. Now a new study quantifies what many already suspected. Public and media reactions to Reese and Clark were not just different, but radicalized. Before, during, and after the game to unpack the racial dynamics at play. The study found that Clark was largely celebrated, Reese was disproportionately criticized, often with racial undertones.
Let's break this down. A major university spent time and resources trying to argue that criticism of Reese is based on race, not her actual performance. This isn't journalism. This isn't sports analysis. This is propaganda designed to protect certain players from legitimate criticism. But here's the real kicker. If Reese was truly great, she wouldn't need the media to defend her. Legends let their game do the talking. Michael Jordan didn't need the media to prop him up. He dominated the court and let the wins speak for themselves. But with Angel Reese, we see the opposite. She gets hyped up by social media warriors, coddled by journalists, and defended by universities, all while her actual performances on the court fail to live up to the expectations they've set.
Y'all be throwing Angel Reese in there for clout purposes. If you actually watch her play, she's horrible, brah. Y'all doing too much with this black versus white BS.
The truth is, Reese's legacy is being manufactured in real time. She's being handed a superstar narrative that she hasn't earned, while actual stars like Caitlyn Clark, who are breaking records and redefining women's basketball, are being downplayed. And that's the real reason the media protects Angel Reese, because they need her to be something she's not. But all the media bias in the world can't change the reality.
We have to sit through the fake importance of double-doubles all over again, question mark? Oh, nobody gets hollow double-doubles like your girl, Angel Reese.
Her game doesn't back up the hype. For all the noise Angel Reese and her fans are making about this so-called championship, the cold, hard numbers tell a completely different story.
We've got American Dad right here with a .32. That is 320,000 viewers. Spring Breaking Championship right there, .70. Unrivaled Championship, Vinyl versus Rose, TNT, a .26. That's 260,000 viewers.
If this unrivaled league was such a massive success, if this title really meant something, then why did almost no one watch it? The championship game was an absolute ratings disaster. Let's put this into perspective. The final game of the unrivaled league was watched by only 260,000 people. That's it. That's the best they could do. Even with all the media hype and social media buzz around Reese and other WNBA players. And to make matters worse, they got completely crushed in the ratings by a cooking show.
I guarantee you, those women, the intelligent ones, the one that have a brain, the one that are actually going to sit down and do this, are saying to Angel Reese, shut up, take off your clothes, show your ass, talk about how Hollywood stars want to date you, and move it along. Let us handle this. And you just keep being stupid and work on your layup.
That's right. More people tuned in to watch the Spring Baking Championship on the Food Network than to watch the Unrivaled League's championship game. If that doesn't scream irrelevance, I don't know what does. And just when you think it couldn't get any worse, they also lost to reruns of American Dad. You heard that correctly. A cartoon that's been on the air for nearly 2 decades pulled in more viewers than the so-called biggest game of the Unrivaled League. If Reese and her fans are doing victory laps over this, they might want to check the scoreboard, because they're getting blown out by a sitcom and some cupcakes. But it gets even more embarrassing. To try and cover up this failure, TNT Sports put out a pathetic attempt at spin, claiming that Unrivaled's championship game saw a 99% increase in viewership compared to their regular season games. Sounds impressive, right? Until you realize those regular games barely pulled in 160,000 viewers to begin with. That's like bragging about doubling your test score from 2% to 4%. It's still failing. Now compare that to Ice Cube's Big Three League, which plays 3-on-3 basketball with former NBA stars. The Big Three regularly pulls in over 500,000 viewers per game, double the numbers Unrivaled managed for its biggest event of the season. And the reason is simple. Fans respect the Big Three because it has real competition, real physicality, and real basketball talent. The Unrivaled League, on the other hand, was thrown together as a social media gimmick, and the audience saw right through it.
Association. They gave us a gym that I paid for. Not entirely, but they took money out of my check and I paid for it, bro.
You better get the fucking full usage of that.
Man, I got hot tub, cold tub, weight room, full court basketball room. I walk in today, I'm on one side working out, Caitlyn Clark on the other side.
Really?
I look at myself, there you go, 2 fucking legends, Patty.
Did you say what's up?
You know I say what's up, but I'm not the type to say what's up to interrupt your workout because I don't like people to interrupt mine. She can shoot the shit out of it.
And the WNBA assist leader this past year.
She can shoot the shit out the ball.
She's a great shooter.
And she's one of those workout people, you know, got to think, anytime I hit the court, I got to hit that bike. I'm older now, so I got to get on that bike and stroll for a couple 5, 6, 7 minutes. So while I'm strolling through the park, I'm looking at her shoot it. And she's one of those shooters where, if you know as a gym rat, you guys know, like, damn, bro, why you throw that pass bad? Give me the ball in my chest. I'm like, oh, she's a gangster also.
She's lighting people up.
Throw me the ball the way I want it.
What drill was it? What drill was she running?
I don't know. She was doing a 2 in a row corner wing. And if you miss, you have to go back to the next spot. And if you missed again, you have to go back to the starting spot. She had a nice drill. I'm literally still in it.
That's nice.
And she was shooting the shit out of it.
Of course she was.
Right. So she was shooting the shit out of it. And
she's the face of the league.
Agreed.
She's the face of the league. Agreed.
And let's not forget, even the WNBA itself struggles with ratings despite having the biggest draw in women's sports right now, Caitlyn Clark. If Clark wasn't in the league, WNBA viewership would be completely in the gutter, just like Unrivaled. And guess what? Clark didn't play in Unrivaled, so no one cared. So what does all of this tell us? It tells us that Angel Reese and her fans can celebrate all they want, but the numbers don't lie. The league was a flop, the ratings were embarrassing, and Reese's so-called championship will be forgotten by next week. The reality is, nobody outside of her own fan base cares. Real stars draw real numbers. And once again, the numbers prove that Angel Reese is not the star her fans desperately want her to be. At the end of the day, the truth is crystal clear. Angel Reese's so-called championship is nothing more than an overhyped participation trophy. She didn't play in the final game, her team actually performed better without her, and the league itself was a ratings disaster that got outperformed by a cooking show and reruns of American Dad. Yet her fans are running to social media, acting like she just made history. And let's be real. If this was Caitlyn Clark sitting out a championship game and claiming a title, the same people hyping up Reese would be the first ones tearing her down.
Most influential female athletes right now: Coco Gauff, 10, Juju Watkins, number 9, Cameron Brent, 8, Paige Beckers, number 7, Sabrina Ionescu, number 6, Asia Wilson. So Asia's not going to be happy either. Jakari Richardson was number 4, Simone Biles number 3 right here. I can't quite get past the fact that Simone Biles is behind Angel Reese. Caitlyn Clark, she ran away with number 1. I don't think that should surprise us. She came away with number 1. Caitlyn Clark is redefining the entire landscape of women's sports. Her dominance on the court has shattered outdated narratives about women's sports, proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. But the Caitlyn Clark effect goes far beyond her performance. It's reshaping the entire sports landscape. Her presence alone boosts the WNBA attendance by 105% compared to games without her, while road games featuring her Indiana Fevers see an 87% increase in opponent home attendance. Her rookie debut sparked a staggering 200% jump in WNBA viewership, while Fever home games drew a league-high 186,000 fans last season, a 265% increase from 2023.
But that's the double standard in today's media. Reese gets handed a fake legacy, while actual stars like Clark have to fight through real competition and constant attacks just to get the credit they deserve. But numbers don't lie. The Unrivaled League was a flop. The ratings were embarrassing. And Angel Reese's championship is as real as the media spin trying to prop her up. You can call yourself a champion all you want, but if nobody watched, nobody cares, and you didn't even play. Did you really win anything? Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you see through this fake champion narrative? Or do you think Angel Reese actually accomplished something here? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more real takes that expose the truth behind the hype. See you in the next one.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times. Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times. Single season rookie record for assists. Single season rookie record for 3-pointers. Single game record for assists 19. Franchise record for most double-doubles, 3-pointers. Career 10 or more assists in a game. Franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 3-pointers. She did it in 34 games. Most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game, for which she received the most fan votes ever. 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season regardless of years in the league. People will say, pay more attention to the other folks. Like, she couldn't do it herself. You know, LeBron has teammates, Jordan had teammates. I understand.